Hello everybody. At this point in the game, the Warriors really needed a solid bucket. I pick and roll with Bjelica. He gets Steph's man pretty well on this, forcing the switch. Hachimura feels like he has to play up on Steph, so Steph says thank you, I don't mind if I blow by you. Typically, weak side, low man will rotate to meet the drive. There's the dig, and Avdia comes up to try to contest the shot, and that is just a gorgeous floating bank shot. Avdia gets an and one posting up Steph, so it's time for Draymond to come back in. Draymond was on a minutes restriction, so he couldn't play as much as usual, but they brought him in for winning time. Nice to see these three guys together again, huh? It's been 3 years. Draymond starts signaling to everybody where they should be. It looks to me like he's telling Poole to stay in the corner and for Looney to be ready to throw the second screen on the ambush pick and roll. Still more poking over here and traffic direction. So this plays what I call the ambush pick and roll. It rarely works this perfectly. Draymond appearing to set a screen that Steph will take, and everyone is geared up for it. So Ish Smith getting ready to fight this screen. This defender is sunk in, ready to meet Steph on the other side of the screen. Draymond set the screen, but now it's beautifully timed slip, and this defender feels like he has to tag Draymond because the slip was so clean. Draymond just breaks free. If this guy doesn't rotate, then there can just be a pass over the top and then a dunk. This man was guarding Kevon Looney. This guy is already on the wrong side of the play anyway, but it doesn't help that he was following Draymond. Looney's trying to screen him on the blind side, so now Steph can go the other way. Bonk. I really don't think Smith saw that coming, and maybe one of these guys should have called it out. Looney's man was here, and then he tagged Draymond on his roll. And so now it's basically 2-on-1 up high. And actually, Smith fought pretty well through that screen and even hit Steph on the follow through, but no call. So Steph is in Schrodinger's celebration where he's celebrating while complaining about the no call. So he's pointing at where he got hit on the shot. Let's not forget to let out a nice big fat woohoo, but that was a foul, man. Here they run Steph off of 2 screens and Klay setting first screen. Avdia does a great job fighting around this screen. Now Steph does a little bit of his acting job, not to fool the ref, but to fool the other player, which is completely fair game. He's gonna sort of sag, his muscles will relax, he'll be slumping over. You wouldn't believe the things I've seen in my 92 years. Bam, and then bye-bye 92 years. He's off to the races, accelerating. Pin and screen from Looney. Avdia does a great job fighting around this screen too. Here's first ball fake, and then he's going to give a harder ball fake. Avdia starts trying to do his martial arts impersonation, doing all kinds of wiggly stuff, trying to hypnotize him. Finally, Steph gives a really convincing jab step, and Avdia, it's such a small mistake, but Avdia hops back a half step, and then Steph's immediately 1 step, and then the hop back. Nasty. The Wizards finally double team Steph. They had been trying to just switch Kuzma and Avdia, the Shining Twins defense. Stay with us forever and ever and ever. Steph was trying to pass to Draymond and then quickly come get the dribble handoff. Kuzma smartly decides to physically block Steph. Draymond trying to rotate the ball, keep it moving. At this point, the defense is reset and there's no longer 2 on Steph. So Steph says, well, I'm not out of the play yet, so let me just go get the ball, right? No one's stopping me. So he comes and gets his dribble handoff from Kevon, and that forces Porzingis to step up. Kuzma is getting his way around the screen eventually. So Steph says the only way through is forward. Porzingis has to rotate to pick up Steph. Steph says no reason to stop. Looks like he's driving this way, and then the between the legs dribble, suddenly he's going this way. Porzingis is all turned around. Kuzma's still trying to get himself back into this play, too late. And here comes the dream shake, the little ball fake this way, but holding on to the ball. Porzingis looks like he shot out of a cannon the other way with the power of mime. Oh, and that was a tricky bank shot. Oof. This is actually a very Warriors-ish split cut. Kuzma on the sideline. This fellow setting a screen for this cutter, in theory, will come over here and get an open 3. Jordan Poole has guarded this probably 6,000 times in practice, and he definitely does not want this man to take the screen. I'm going to intercept you. And Caldwell-Pope back cuts, but just really nice reaction from Kevon Looney to pick him up. Also, Draymond is going into hyperdrive with this on-ball defense, harassing Kuzma. And so, even though it was a smart cut, nothing comes of it. So now Draymond is really getting into Kuzma's personal space, and then he's going to just step out of bounds. I think you can lip read him. He's saying, "Come on, mother food truck." I think there must be a food truck like, Mi Madres or something like that, right? Let's just move on. Draymond, by the end of the game, he was really being disruptive. Here, he's not even guarding anybody. He's like guarding a concept. He's guarding the concept of, I'm going to go kick your butt. I think he's officially guarding Kuzma, but he just wants to end up guarding the ball. Kuzma actually grabs his big as he goes by. He's like, hey, we need you. We need 2 people on the stagger screen. Ish Smith going across. Draymond has just been waiting. He's like, look, can we get through all of this? No matter what you do, I'm going to end up guarding the ball unless you just screen me to the ground. So let's just do this. And so Draymond meets Ish Smith on the other side. The Warriors just switch everything so nothing's happening. Porzingis comes back to set a pick. Really good teamwork here by Draymond and Looney. So first of all, Porzingis does screen Draymond. So now Looney has to pick up Ish Smith. Smith says, Looney, I can blow by this guy. And he's just going to rocket by Looney. Draymond has some kind of dilemma here because if he stops Ish Smith's drive and leaves Porzingis, then Porzingis in theory can roll to the basket and get a dunk. But Draymond's going to depend on Looney to cooperate with him so that Draymond will seamlessly switch over back to Ish Smith. Also, just as importantly, Looney is rotated to Porzingis. And so now Draymond can contest it. Ish Smith has no chance. He's way shorter than Draymond, and Draymond is feeling 8 feet tall right now. Okay, one more appreciation of Draymond's defense. Here he is getting posted up by Porzingis. Porzingis is not exactly Shaq, but he is a lot taller than Draymond. But Draymond is just wrestling with him with strength and keeping Porzingis from getting deep position. Looney trying to contain this drive by sending it north-south, and Draymond just freely switches. So now he's picked up the ball. Looney trying to recover back to Porzingis. Poole with the heat check steal attempt. Ish Smith was being guarded by Poole, who just left the building. And so Smith says, I'll just go to the basket, heck with this. Draymond is guarding the guy in the corner, but Draymond sees all, and he rotates all the way in to stop this excellent cut from Smith. Porzingis sees the cut. It's kind of a funky bounce pass, and with Draymond looming over Smith, coming at 100 miles per hour, I don't know if Draymond actually got a piece of this ball. Maybe he just got a piece of the ball psychologically, but Smith does not handle it cleanly under this pressure. Doink. And Draymond says, thank you very much. I believe you have my property. And it's time to take the starters out. So here comes the third unit. Steph, stuck on 47. Steph, though, showing the heart of a champion. He's not going to give up just because his coach subbed him out. Steph's going to wander back onto the court. But unfortunately, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope grabbed Steph. Steph would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for this meddling KCP. Steve Kerr hasn't realized what's going on, so Pope is actually yelling at him, saying, hey man, get your man off the court. Steph is employing the biophysics that if he can't see Steve Kerr can't see him, and he's just trying to Walking Dead himself back onto the court. Steve Kerr has finally noticed, and he's starting to wave, saying, yo, Steph, come back. Another Steph, you're out. And Steph's also using the important bioacoustical principle that if I pretend I can't hear you, then you aren't really talking to me. That's just being smart, and unfortunately, the Great Escape had to come to an end, and Steph did have to follow the rules of basketball and sub out.